What's going on, man? Hey, listen, this is New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk, and we're gonna talk about our number one draft pick, well, the second number one draft pick in this past year's draft, Jackson Dart. What is he gonna be like with the New York Giants, and what are the New York Giants' plans for him? Will he have to play early? Will he play at all this season? We're gonna talk about it, and let's just get into it. The experiment, Jackson Dart. Let's get into it. Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. All right, welcome, guys. New York Giants Full Access, and we're going to be talking about the Jackson Dart experiment. Yeah, Jackson Dart experiment with the New York Giants. We drafted him in the first round this past year, man, to be the quarterback of the future of the New York Giants, while Russell Wilson may be a 1 year rental until Jackson Dart takes over next year, or maybe Jackson Dart has to take over this year earlier than expected because of the brutal schedule that we have. Man, we got a brutal schedule. Check out that video I put out earlier about the Giants may go 2-15. If they do, Jackson Dart will be playing early. If they're 0-5 or maybe 0-6 to start the season, because Brian Daboll will have to play him early in order to try to save his job, to say, hey, look, I got my quarterback of the future. He's a guy that we can progress more in the future, and I should be able to keep my job to, finally have my quarterback. But Jackson Dart, man, the experiment is this Giants fan base, how they're going to treat Jackson Dart. Are they going to treat Jackson Dart better than they did Daniel Jones? Or are they going to hide his flaws to, try to make Jackson Dart survive? Are they going to be behind him and support him the way normal fan bases support their quarterbacks? They don't just destroy their quarterbacks from the very beginning. They have to see some things before they put that negative energy towards a player, especially the quarterback position, because quote unquote, it's the end all be all position of any football team, and it's the quarterback position. You have to be like a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson in order to have a good team, which I've seen opposite with plenty of teams back in the day, like the Baltimore Ravens when they won their Super Bowl. Heck, when they won both their Super Bowls, Joe Flacco on that one. The Buccaneers with Brad Johnson when they won their Super Bowl. Heck, we won a Super Bowl with Jeff Hostetler. So Nick Foles won a Super Bowl for the Eagles. Hell, Jalen Hurts. A lot of people think he's elite. I don't. I just think he's around an elite team, and he has an elite concept around him, an elite scheme with a running back like Saquon Barkley. They won the Super Bowl. It's been plenty of teams that won Super Bowls with lackluster quarterbacks, and there's been plenty of teams that have made Super Bowls with lackluster quarterbacks. The Bears with Rex Grossman. The Chargers back in the day with Stan Humphries. The Steelers back in the day with Neil O'Donnell. There's been plenty of teams that have won Super Bowls with lackluster quarterbacks. But the quarterback for the New York Giants, the quarterback position for the New York Giants, it's been an enigma for the past 7 years, maybe even 10. With Eli Manning, his last 3 years, they were wanting him out. Daniel Jones, all 6 of his years that he was there, they wanted him out. And now this year, when we have Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart. So let's listen to what Jackson Dart says he wants to be as a quarterback per se, and what he wants to do to be the New York Giants quarterback, or what he doesn't want to do.
Back to Jackson Dart, the Giants' first round pick. Here he is on what he doesn't want to be in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't want to play like a robot. I think that's just my play style when I'm on the field. Like, I'm going to be aggressive in any situation. A statement that, I guess, a quote that we go by in the quarterback room is being aggressive but not reckless. And so, when you have opportunities to, put the dagger in, that's what you got to do. But at the same time, you can't be reckless. And, it's just situational based as an offense. You look at the turnover margins and the turnover ratio of the most successful team in the league to the least successful team, and that's probably the number one thing that goes into it. So you got to keep those things in mind, but at the same time, you got to be a dog on the field and make those plays when they're there. And like I said, at this time, it's okay to make some mistakes and to learn from them.
So you heard from Jaxson Dart right there, man. He does not want to be a robot. That's exactly what I said Daniel Jones was. He was a robot when he was out there. You could say that about plenty of Giants quarterbacks. Phil Simms, Eli Manning, Kerry Collins. There's been plenty of quarterbacks out there that you say were a little bit robotic. And Jaxson Dart comes right out and say, I don't want to be robotic. I want to be me. I want to go out there. I want to be a dog. I want to be aggressive. I want to make some plays. I want to get in people's faces and talk noise what he did at Ole Miss. And I think that attitude actually meshes with the people that you have here, like Malik Neighbors. When they went out to play basketball, you can look at that interview. Malik Neighbors said, hey, Jaxson Dart is a dog, man. And I think that if you allow him to be him, he will mesh very well with the talent that we have here. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson, all those guys are young. All those guys are young pups, and you got, I think Malik Neighbors is finna be a big dog this season, but he has that energy that can match those guys on the field. So what are the New York Giants going to do with Jaxson Dart? Are they going to make him a robot? Are they going to make him take away his aggressive attitude, take away his his stature, his aura, as you guys call it? Are they going to try to make him the prototypical Giants quarterback that doesn't, has no rah-rah to him, just goes out there, makes a couple of passes, the all shucks Eli Manning type attitude? Are you going to take away his celebrations when he goes out there and makes first downs? Are you going to tell him, hey, don't talk to the other team, tone it down? Are you going to make him what this fan base, I would say the older fan base, thinks that their quarterback should be? Because if you do, I think it'll be a big mistake. That's why I'm doing the Jaxson Dart experiment. It's not just about what you're going to do with Daniel, how you're going to treat him, like if you treat him like Daniel Jones or anything. Let's just take Daniel Jones out of it for a second. Let's take Daniel Jones out of it for a second. Let's just look at the kid Jaxson Dart in general. This kid, he is a guy that's, he's with the young culture. He's very boisterous. He has an energy, he has an aura to get in people's face. And like Malik Neighbors said, he's a dog. Are you gonna try to compress that to make him the type of quarterback that the John Mara and those guys want? The I guess the suit and tie type quarterback, because that's not Jaxson Dart's attitude. It's not. He's a dude that's gonna get in your face. He's a dude like how Joe Burrow is. He's what do they call hip? You know what I'm saying? Like he's down. He wants to go out there. He wants to make plays. He wants to dance. He wants to show attitude, show personality. Yeah. Are you going to take away his personality and try to make him a robot? Like what are you gonna do with him, man? But let's listen to what the guys have to say a little bit more about the comments Jaxson Dart made. Let's see what they're talking about a little bit.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And you were talking earlier about how Justin Herbert needs to get away from being robotic. Jaxson Dart doesn't want to be. And, Chris, I mean, if he's what they thought he was going to be, why is he not going to be the week one starter? That's what I can't get away from. If he can't beat out Russell Wilson, then he's not the guy that they thought he was going to be, because he should be able to beat out Russell Wilson right now.
And see, This is what I'm talking about with the Giants fan base. Why are you trying to rush this kid into playing already? Why are you trying to rush him in there? What do you mean he's not the guy if he can't beat out Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl champion. He's been to the 2 Super Bowls. He's been in the playoffs for most of his years in his career. Let's not act like Russell Wilson is some bum. Russell Wilson is a veteran that this team needs in order to get that veteran leadership in that locker room so they know what to do with the young quarterback. You have a perfect situation in bringing in your young quarterback, but this fan base, Chris Sims and the other guy, I think Florio, no, that's not Florio, whatever his name is. Why are you trying to rush this kid in there? This is what I'm talking about, the Jaxson Dart experiment. Why are you trying to push this kid in a situation that could be absolutely terrible to his psyche? Look at the schedule that we got to play, man. The schedule is vicious. You play Washington, Dallas, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Those are the first 4 games. You want those 4 games to be his first 4 games in the NFL starting? Then you have stretches where you got Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, Broncos, 49ers. Then you got Bears, Lions, Packers. Like why are you trying to rush this kid in there? What's so wrong about this guy? This kid learning on the bench in order to progress. Let him learn. This is why I'm talking about the Jaxson Dart experiment, man. Why are you guys trying to force this kid to play immediately with a schedule that is as vicious as it is, man? Let the kid learn. Let him go out there in training camp. Let him practice. Let him make some mistakes. Why would you put him in a situation where his mistakes are costing the Giants games, or costing the Giants to lose? Then it's going to get the fan base killing him. Oh, he's not the guy that we thought he was. You should have never drafted Jaxson Dart. You should have drafted this guy. You should have drafted that guy. Why put that pressure on him when he's in a situation where that pressure doesn't have to be that way? What do you mean if he can't beat out Russell Wilson, he's not the guy? What are you talking about? Yeah, like Russell Wilson is freaking Tommy DeVito or somebody. That doesn't make any sense. This is what I'm talking about with this Giants fan base and these quarterbacks, man. You guys are your own worst enemy when it comes to the quarterback position for the New York Giants. You rush them in too early. You bash them too early. You when they get in super early and they start losing, their confidence is destroyed. You don't try to help their confidence. You just pile on them and make their confidence even worse. You did it to Daniel Jones from the night he was drafted. And I actually think this kid will be better than Daniel Jones. I actually think he has a better skill set than Daniel Jones. But why rush him in there? He comes from a wide open system over there in Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. And you know Lane Kiffin, his coaching style is not conducive to producing good quarterbacks in the NFL, especially when they start immediately, because they have to learn the game. They have to learn a pro-style offense. So why rush him in there and just have a whole waterfall of negativity? Every pass that he throws, you're gonna bash him. Every interception he throws, you're gonna bash him. Every sack that he takes, you're gonna bash him. You're just gonna bash him, and then he turns out not to be any good. Oh, Arch Manning is coming, right? Man, it's ridiculous. But let's listen to the rest of what they have to say about the whole Jaxson Dart not wanting to be a robot. Let's go back into Chris Sims and his partner.
You know, maybe he can, but you know how it works sometimes in the NFL. They want to put the player in when they feel like he's totally finally grasped the offense, got a feel, going to be able to put his best foot forward rather than like, play 2 or 3 plays, boo. Good
Exactly. But keep going, Chris Sims.
Play bad, and then that just affects kind of a snowball negative effect. They want to make sure when he takes over, he's the man, and the team is right too. And this is a team that the Giants got some talent. They're not going to be a pushover this year. That D should be pretty damn real with some of those D linemen they got. They got some weapons on the offensive side of the ball, but the O-line is still something you're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about when it's the Giants. And I think that's probably part of it too. Sometimes you want the player to get better, and then the other times you want to make sure the team is in a good spot so that player can succeed when he does get in. And I think some of that's going with the Giants.
I remember when Joe Flacco was a rookie in Baltimore, they weren't going to play him. Troy Smith was going to be the guy because they were concerned he wouldn't be able to stay healthy behind a not great offensive line. Troy Smith.
So why are you talking about if he cannot beat out Russell Wilson that he's not the guy? If you know in the Baltimore Ravens situation when Joe Flacco was there, they want to play Troy Smith to let Joe Flacco come in when he is ready. Chris Sims is absolutely right. The snowball effect. You put him in there, he makes mistakes, and this fan base is not gonna be like, oh, okay, he made a couple of mistakes. He'll shake back from him. This fan base is gonna destroy Jaxson Dart. The only kid that could get that reprieve is an Arch Manning because he has the Manning name. You see what I'm saying? So if you can speak logic at that point, why can't you speak logic about the New York Giants and Jaxson Dart? You know damn well Russell Wilson is no bum quarterback. So why would you say if he can't beat out Russell Wilson to take over the number one spot that he is not the guy? That doesn't make any sense. You see that this is the reason why, New York Giants full access is just coming back, because I'm tired of the narratives. I'm tired of the dumb stuff. That's ignorant. If you have a situation where you have a veteran quarterback that can win you games, why rush your rookie quarterback in there to try to put him over Russell Wilson? Why even sign Russell Wilson? You see, with this generation of New York Giants fans, you want now. You don't even think about the kid's sidekick. You don't even think about Jaxson Dart if he goes out there and messes up and goes into that gauntlet of a schedule, that his whole confidence will be rattled and he'll be shaking, and he would think that he can't play in the NFL. And then he'll be a complete bum. And then now you got to restart again. And if he's not well, you say if you play in the beginning of the season, he doesn't play well, Daboll is fired, Joe Shane is fired. We have to get a whole new coaching staff, a whole new coach, a whole new GM, and start all the way over again and try to build another culture process. And then in the process of that, you may lose Dexter Lawrence. You may lose Andrew Thomas. You may lose Kayvon Thibodeau. You may lose Brian Burns. You may lose a bunch of people. Not to mention that Malik Neighbors might just check out on you. He might just check out on you, because he's not used to a situation where he's just losing every game. He comes from LSU over there with Jaden Daniels, his best friend, where they won games. And it was exciting to play. But if you continue to put season after season after season of losing, those guys are not going to want to play for you. Not to mention the offensive line. You're not even sure if your offensive line is ready to put a rookie quarterback back there. So if you have an offensive line that's not ready, why would you put a rookie quarterback behind him? You want another Daniel Jones situation? Because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So I don't get what you guys are trying to rush Jaxson Dart in there. And I don't get the guys that want to try to fit Jaxson Dart in the box of the prototypical Giants quarterback. Man, let that kid be him. You already told you, I don't want to play like a robot. And he doesn't. He wants to play like himself. He wants to be bashful. Brash, I mean. He wants to go out there and do first down signals. He wants to go out there with swag and aura, as the young kids say. But this is the Jaxson Dart experiment. This is going to be one video of many videos of Jaxson Dart moving forward with the New York Giants. Will the New York Giants try to make him a robot and force him in early this season to try to save their jobs or whatever? We'll see. But I'm going to have fun watching this Jaxson Dart experiment, and I'm going to get a lot of data, and it's going to make a lot of people mad, but I don't care. This is New York Giants full access. This is in your face this year, man. It's a whole new platform over here with Bigpatssportstalk, man. So you guys get ready, get your hate notes ready, get your bashing ready, get your idiot comments ready, get your stupid comments, whatever you want to say about Big Pat Sports Talk and New York Giants Full Access. But guess what? They ain't going nowhere. We right here. So thank you guys for watching. Hey, if you are a content creator, you better go over there to KMP Productions, man, and get your production up, man. If you want some live streams produced for you to where to make your live streams look more professional, call KMP Productions, man. If you need video editing, call KMP Productions. If you need anything, thumbnails, anything, hey, if you want to be a content creator yourself by watching videos such as this and you're inspired by Big Pat Sports to be a content creator for whatever team that you root for, man, KMP Productions got a class for you that you can take 8 weeks and you'll be a content creator. You'll be creating your own show and doing your own content and letting your voice be heard. But until the next episode of New York Giants Full Access, y'all know what it is, man. Peace.